everybody, my name is Matt Reisinger with Reisinger Homes. Welcome to my video blog dedicated to building science and fine craftsmanship. I want to take just a few minutes and give you 3 tips. This is really builder to builder on how to get a paint job with excellence in your house. We've all seen houses that were very well built, and then when the painter came in, they basically ruined a very well built house by doing a paint job that was either sloppy, was not done with excellence, they used poor materials. And we've also seen houses that looked good at the start, but a year later, 2 years later, the paint jobs really started deteriorating and looking bad. And so I want to talk to you about 3 things that I do as a builder that I think really does sets my houses up for a very different paint job than most out there. Number 1, I bid all my houses separate from paint labor and the paint materials. I think that makes a huge difference. Whenever you're bidding those turnkey, the painter is disincentivized to use very good materials, and you really end up having to be very closely monitoring him to make sure that you're using the materials that you want to. Here's one quick example. A tube of caulking that you might find at one of the big box stores. This is actually probably a low to mid-range caulk. This says it's a 35-year caulking. This is probably $2.25, $2.50 a tube. They actually make some painter's caulk that's less expensive than this, believe it or not, in the $1 a tube range. And if you're bidding your house turnkey, it's really easy for the painter to want to come in with the least expensive cost product. But in reality, caulking makes a huge difference. This is what we specify and use. This is called Big Stretch. We spend around $6 to $7 per tube for this. And this is used in areas where you've got, let's say, baseboard joining up with walls, or where you've got casing joining with windows, casing joining with window stools, things like that. We're using this Big Stretch caulk. I have an account at the paint store, actually at 2 or 3 paint stores in town. My project managers out on the job talk about which products we're using with the painter who's providing us, again, with just labor. And then those invoices come directly to my office so I can see which products we're using. And we really want those good, high quality products. When you don't use those, so you may not notice those the day you move into your new construction house or your whole house remodel, but I can guarantee you 1 year from now you're going to see a huge difference in the longevity, the durability, how that paint job looks and performs. The same can be said with paint products, and that's a whole other video series. But I think it makes a very big difference to not do paint turnkey, specify good products like that Big Stretch. And then the last tip I've got for you is really more related to our Texas friends out there. I'm in Austin, Texas. Today's about 100 degrees outside. I'm in the master bedroom of this 1930s house that my company is remodeling, and it's probably 82 degrees in here. We're in the finished carpentry stage. The walls have been sheetrocked and primed, but this is just a primer that's on there. And you can see all our woodwork is complete. My finished carpentry crew has installed all the poplar base and casings. The painter is sort of tailing behind us right now and is getting things prepped to start painting fairly soon. And let me show you a little secret tip of mine. Walk this way with me, if you will, on how to get a really excellent paint job. One of the things that makes for a bad paint job is for changes in humidity and temperature of the millwork, the woodwork, the hardwood floors from the construction phase until the client moves in. And so one thing that our company does is we take special care to make sure that the house is going to be conditioned during the construction phase. This is not an inexpensive measure, but boy does it make a difference in my houses. What you're looking at here is a 2-ton portable air conditioner unit. This thing's blowing out 60-some degree air right now. We've got about a 3,000 square foot house under construction, so it's barely keeping up. I do have a separate dehumidifier going in another part of the house. The biggest thing I'm trying to do is just keep the temperature and the moisture managed so we don't have high spikes and low troughs, really. And ultimately, houses in Texas that have no conditioning at all during construction, and then the air conditioner turns on when the client moves on, those houses end up having a lot of moisture taken out of the air over a fairly short few weeks after move-in. Things shrink, things crack. It just ends up moving the wood much more than it needs to. So by having a semi-conditioned environment for the wood, for the millwork, for the floors, for cabinets during the construction phase, we can ensure that we're not going to have some of those cracks and changes in all that woodwork and painting throughout the house. 3 quick tips for you. Thanks for joining me, everybody. We'll see you next time.